Welcome to Rome, where you'll find the Colosseum, the Vatican City, the Pantheon, and so much more, except today, we're not going there. Instead, I want to take you to some of the beautiful sights that surround the city, places that most tourists never get a chance to see, but are equally rewarding in their experience. And we're starting here today at Ostia Antica, one of the first original military outposts for the city. Located just between Rome and the seaport, Ostia dates back to at least the 4th century BC. As a naval town of some 60,000, the people of Ostia lived here as well as were stationed to protect Rome from any unwanted intruders of the sea. When here, you can explore the apartment-style housing, as well as open squares where they enjoyed music and art. And what's also so special about coming to a place like this is so few people come here. They just leave it completely open, so anything you can walk right up to, feel it, examine it, and understand how the people lived thousands of years ago in this unique place. As you walk through all these ancient dwellings, you see the remains of what life was really like. From the large stone grinders used for grinding up the grain, to the bowls used to transport food throughout the city, as well as buried pots used to keep water and oil at a constant temperature underground. Also, mosaic art was important to the people of Ostia, used to tell stories and preserve historic events. The Capitoleum was the largest temple in town, and it was surrounded by many well-preserved Roman remains and artifacts, as well as open fields used for public gatherings. This place is so incredible and it's so expansive. There's so much to see here. I've been here now about 4.5 hours and I've only made it halfway through. Luckily there was a place I was able to stop and get a sandwich, be able to come out here under the Roman trees and enjoy a peaceful lunch here in Ostia Antica. Although a lot of the ancient city has been discovered, archaeologists are still working to uncover even more of this historic place and ensure all artifacts are carefully preserved and displayed to the public. What's already uncovered is surprisingly in good quality and really allows you to feel connected to the art that they created at that time, the materials they used to build homes and temples, and get insight into the ways that they actually lived. You'll even find a field of unfinished columns, just waiting to be finished and set. Ostia Antica is a unique perspective into the ancient world, and a must-see on your next trip to Rome. Next, I meet up with my cousins Sabrina and Nino to explore Orvieto, a medieval hill town just north of Rome that dates back to Etruscan times. There's a thick wall around the hilltop city and several military outlooks that were used to protect against any potential intruders and threats that may have been trying to enter from below. Being so elevated meant deep wells needed to be built in order to have a constant water supply. This well of San Patrizio can be explored to its depths. At over 170 feet deep, you get a feeling of what it must have been like to gather water from below. The Duomo, or Cathedral of Orvieto, is one of the main attractions to see in the city, and is a true marvel of proportions and size. The church is striped white travertine and greenish-black basalt, similar in many ways to the Duomo of Siena and other Tuscan cathedrals of that era. Inside the cathedral, the chapel of San Brizio is frescoed by Fra Angelico, and the remarkable masterpiece by Luca Signorelli of the Last Judgment. The church is filled with more than enough art to keep you in awe, and is always a cool break from the warm summer temperatures that lurk outside. Orvieto has a lot of interesting things to do and see, one of which is to come under the city and actually walk underground, which is where we're headed now. As you descend below the level of the city, you journey into a complex, ancient, underground system, composed of over 1,200 tunnels that connect to every part of the city. These secret hideouts were used over the centuries for protection, most recently during World War II. They had full food and weapon production facilities, ensuring ability to survive for extended periods of time below,
and even large underground coops for raising the local dinner cuisine, pigeon. From Rome, you can travel by car or train to Orvieto, making a perfect day trip during your travels.
The final place on our couple-day journey here on the outskirts of Rome has led us here to the Park of Aqueducts just southeast of the main city of Rome, where a lot of the aqueducts you can see from thousands of years ago that were built. Just behind me you can see a few of them. I'm going right now to try and capture one of the biggest and longest parts of the aqueducts that's just up here as the sun is perfectly setting behind us. We've just caught it in time after spending a day in Orvieto. A big thank you to not just my friends, but my family from Naples who now live in Rome for taking me to some of the best spots around Rome. Instead of just staying in the city center, we explored some awesome places around the city. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time,
Ciao.
ciao.